This is an easier question, just for the purpose of reminding ourselves how we do the differentiation using the power rule. So what we are asked is to find the derivative of this equation. So what we do to find the derivative, we first check, are there any brackets in our equation? No. Are there any roots in our equation? No. And are there any x in the denominator? Then no. Then we can go ahead and find our derivative. F prime of x is, so we take the x exponent, which is 2, multiply with the number in front of x. 2 times 2 is 4. Then we bring back the x to the power of 2 minus 1, which is going to be 1. Then this one is a constant, which becomes 0. So our derivative simplifies to 4x. So our second question becomes y is equal to 2x plus 1 over root 4x. So doing our checkups, any brackets? No. Any roots? We actually do have a root 4x, and we also have an x in the denominator. So we need to first remove the roots and remove the x from the denominator, because we cannot differentiate or we cannot derive while we have those conditions. I talked about this in detail on my calculus course. So what we do is we first try to simplify. Y is 2x plus 1. Removing the roots, we are gonna have root 4 times root x. Because if 4 and x are under the same roots, we can go ahead and split them into their own roots, which becomes root 4 times root x. So this will become 2x plus 1 over root 4 is obviously 2. And then root x, I told you we rewrite the x. And then since it's a square root, we know there's a 2 out here. So the exponent of x is 1. So it becomes to the power of 1 over the 2 that represents the square roots. So it's going to become x to the power of 1 over 2. So now our equation becomes y is equal to 2x plus 1 over 2x to the power of half. So we still have one condition that we need to get rid of, and that is that we have x in the denominator. So we need to raise that x into the numerator. And how we do that is obviously using the laws of exponent. We're going to have a negative exponent. So doing that, we're going to have y is equal to 2x plus 1 over 2. We leave the 2, and then raising the x, it's going to become times x to the power of negative exponent, which is negative half in this case, leaving us with an equation of 2x plus 1 over 2 times x to the power of negative half. So this x could have been here on the numerator or on the side, because if we have it on the side, it still multiplies to the numerator 1. So from now, if we do our checkups again, are there any brackets? No. Any roots? No. And any x in the denominator? No. So we can go ahead and differentiate at this point. So dy over dx is gonna be, so we have 2x, x is to the power of 1. That power 1 multiplied by the number in front of x is gonna be 2. And then obviously it's gonna be x to the power of 1 minus 1. Let me write that down. X to the power of 1 minus 1 plus, and then we have negative half times a half. It's gonna be a negative. So it's gonna be a negative 1 over 4, and then x into negative half minus 1. So simplifying that, this is gonna be x to the power of 0, which is 1. So it's gonna be 2 times 1, which is just 2, minus 1 over 4 into x minus half minus 1, which is x to the power of minus 3 over 2. X to the power of minus 3 over 2. And that is our final answer, which we can go ahead and simplify further. But at this point, we can go ahead and get our full marks. But we can simplify this further to become 2 minus 1 over 4x to the power of positive 3 over 2, which will become 2 minus 1 over 4 into root x cubed. And for this question, we have y is equal to minus 2x squared plus 4th root of x all over x squared. Again, this is how we do this. We say y. So to simplify, are there any brackets? No, but there is a root and there is also an x in the denominator. So first things first, we need to raise that x into the numerator. Oh, we need to let's first remove the roots. So it's gonna be minus 2x squared plus, now fourth root of x, if we change that, we rewrite the x. Since it's x to the power of 1, it's going to be x to the power of 1 over, since it's the fourth root, over 4. Then all over x squared. So we have removed the roots. Now what we need to do is we need to raise this x into the numerator. So minus 2x squared plus x to the power of 1 over 4. If we raise this x, we need to multiply it to both of these terms. So we need to put the brackets and say multiply by x. Since we are raising it from a denominator into a numerator, it's going to be to the negative exponent. And the reason why it multiplies to both of these terms is because it was dividing both of them. So we need to put a bracket in such a way that x will multiply both of these terms. So simplifying that, since we have a bracket, we need to multiply minus 2x squared times x to the negative 2. Obviously, this is the multiplication of exponent with similar bases, so we need to add the exponents. So we're going to have minus 2x, so we have positive 2 plus negative 2 is just going to be 2 minus 2. And then for this one, it's x 1 over 4 times x to negative 2. So we're going to have x to 1 over 4, just add the exponents, plus negative 2. So simplifying that, it's going to become minus 2. This one is going to become x 2 minus 2, which is 0. So x to the power of 0 is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Plus x to the power of 1 over 4 minus 2. So x to the power of 1 over 4 minus 2 is x to the power of minus 7 over 4. So if we do our checkups, no brackets, no roots, no x in the denominator, so we can go ahead and differentiate. So dy over dx is, so since minus 2 is a constant, it's going to be 0. And then the power is negative 7 over 4 times the number in front of x, which is 1. So it's going to be negative 7 over 4 x to the power of negative 7 over 4 minus 1, which is just going to be negative 7 over 4 times x to negative 11 over 4. And again, there is another way in which you can split the fractions. Have negative 2x squared over x squared, then x squared and x squared will cancel out, and have x to the power of 1 over 4 over x squared, and then you subtract the exponents from there.